Hello, my name is Joel Ellis, and I am the president of Practice Builders. Today, I wanted to take a few minutes and discuss marketing a healthcare practice in 2009. It's a big subject and one that could take quite a few hours to discuss, but for now, I just have a few minutes. We are in the midst of an unprecedented economic time. These are times that have parallels to both the Great Depression and the Carter years. As a result, many healthcare practices may not survive this crisis, yet alone survive 2009. One study I recently read suggested that 50% of all primary care practices will close their doors in the next 3 to 5 years. My advice to you is to continue to market, even to the extent of needing to right-size your organization for budgetary purposes in order to support your marketing plan. Studies show that businesses who continue to market through a recession not only survive, but come out of an economic downturn stronger with a greater share of the market. However, I caution you to be very pragmatic and sensible in your approach about both strategies that you execute on and the budget that you allocate. To that end, and for the sake of time, I would suggest 3 fundamental strategies. First, narrow where appropriate your direct-to-consumer or external marketing spend. Second, work your patient base. And third, expand your professional referral base. Now let's discuss each of those 3 strategies in a little bit more detail. Starting with direct-to-consumer or external marketing initiatives, curtail where necessary your budget in this area while maintaining an active web strategy with consideration towards public relations appearances, or what we call PR. PR appearances are considered one of the most respected forms of advertising. And by PR, I am referring to spots on the evening news, perhaps a Health Watch segment appearance, or articles in your local or even national paper. Now, with respect to web, today, it's not a matter of just having a website, but rather you need a web strategy. Why? Let's consider the college graduate. Did you know that 80% of college grads actually go to the website for their source of information? And you know what, folks? This is how they're making decisions. This is where they're going, and that percentage is not going to decrease. First of all, you need a web presence, which means you need a site that is reflective of your brand and is an extension of all other marketing initiatives. And that's not easily done, as most successful healthcare practices or organizations realize the stakes are so high that they need to invest with a web developer, such as Practice Builders, to assist with their web and brand development needs. Second, your strategy must account for both organic optimization and, where necessary, pay-per-click placement, so that you are visible on the web. Did you know that while conducting an internet search, 36% of all internet users feel the person appearing in the #1 position of a search result is the leader in their field? Did you also know that 62% of all internet users make their decision on the first page of any word search? Folks, if you're not ranked high, your practice or your business is not ranked high on an internet search, you are missing out. You're missing out on patients, which means you're missing out on revenue. I suggest that you retain a web host that can assist you with both the organic optimization and AdWord purchases where necessary. Having a website is no longer sufficient. It must reflect your brand, drive viewers to take action, and be visible to your constituency whenever a word search is conducted. Let's talk about that second strategy, working your patient base. Folks, you're sitting on a gold mine, and it's called your patient base or patient files. Marketing to this base is not only economical, but it's profitable. One of your greatest sources of practice revenue should come from your existing patients for both additional services that you provide, as well as a source of referring new patients into your organization. Do not take your patients for granted. Okay? So what are you doing to drive patients into your office for additional services? What are you doing to enable your patients to become raving fans and to refer into your organization? Well, some suggestions would be, first, to professionally mystery shop your practice so as to ensure proper telephone protocols. Now, why would one want to do that? I recently read a study suggesting that the typical rural healthcare practice loses up to $50,000 a year due to marginal handling of the telephone with prospective new patients. If necessary, I would suggest you put your staff, your entire staff, through a 1 or 2 day customer service training program similar to what we offer at Practice Builders. Be sure to track the source of all new patients when they first call into your organization. This is the time that they appoint, all right, or should be appointing. Calculate both the closing percentage of those calls from call to appointment, as well, I would suggest that you calculate the effectiveness at that time of your marketing initiatives. Are they calling and are they appointing, and tracking it back to a specific marketing initiative? Ask all satisfied fans, raving fans and patients that love your organization for referrals, and when they refer into your organization, reward them. Market actively to your patient base by informing them of all that you do so that they can take advantage of additional services. Now, some of the things that you could do are mailings, newsletters, or even email blasts. The third strategy that I suggest that you incorporate for 2009 is expanding your professional referral base. These are tremendous opportunities for your organization. Prioritize referring practices into one of 3 categories, A, B, or C, based on their activity, how many patients they refer into your organization. For example, an A practice, you may only have 3 or 4 of them. These are practices that are so valuable that as a group, they account for the bulk, if not 60, maybe even as much as 80% of your patient referrals coming into your organization are from your A's collectively. These are referrers that if you lost one of them, much less 2 or 3, would impact your bottom line significantly and quickly. Once identified, now I would suggest you retain the services of a practice representative to personally market your practice, or use someone currently on your staff to perform in that function. The goal is for them to promote your capabilities to organizations that could possibly refer to you or are referring to you now. Where necessary, consider hiring a professional trainer, like we have at Practice Builders, to work on site with your practice representative to develop their skills so that they become effective extensions of your organization. I would suggest they visit A-level referrers on a monthly basis, the same for Bs. The goal being is to convert your Bs into As and obviously not lose a single A-level referrer. Remember, the typical healthcare practitioner, and you are one of them, takes 5 to 6 interactions on a single subject matter before an incremental, and again I underline incremental, change is made, be it a prescribing habit or a referral habit. Therefore, this is a process consisting of several visits, not a one-and-done interaction. Put your referring practices on your marketing plan to the extent that they receive personal visits, perhaps even by you on occasion, mailings, and informational e-blasts. Become a valued resource to your referring practices by taking both an educational approach and an informative approach that educates them on your capabilities. Look, surviving both 2009 and the current economic crisis while positioning your organization to achieve higher levels of revenue once the economy rebounds, by and large will depend on your ability to develop a cohesive marketing plan integrating the concepts that I previously discussed, and be willing to make ongoing adjustments where necessary based on the return you are or are not getting. Good luck to you. And should you have additional questions, please feel free to contact me personally at www.practicebuilders.com.